Yo, what is going on, guys? It's C-Brev. Welcome to another MLB The Show 19 card review. Today I'm going over 96 overall Finest Yasmani Grandal. This card is obtainable through Finest Packs or through the marketplace. He's currently one of the cheapest ones, selling for about 13,000 stubs right now. So, getting right into the review. Overall, I'm probably going to take some heat for this card review, by the way, just a heads up, because I know a lot of people that are infatuated with this card, but overall I was not impressed with this card whatsoever. I feel like you're handicapping yourself in two major areas by using this card, and I'll explain what I mean by that. So obviously at the plate, this card is very good. You're always going to love switch hitting. The fact that he hits lefties better is really good, because you're going to be matched up with Kershaw. Pretty much every opponent you're going to play is going to have Kershaw in the rotation. So, but keep in mind that most of your at-bats are going to be against right-handed pitchers. Overall, this card did hit the ball really hard, but it seemed like his swing plane was a little weird for me. Granted, this is just my experience, and I always want to preface that. But this card hit a lot of balls over 105 miles an hour that were ground outs or singles. And you'll see that in the clips after this. And some of them were even fastballs right down the middle. I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't get launch angles with this card to get the ball over the fence or into the gap. There was just single, or just outs in general. So that was my experience. Like I said, the exit velos were pretty good. They just didn't have any launch angle. I don't know what it was, if I was getting unlucky. But overall, this card hit pretty well, but not as well as he would have needed to hit to make up for the other two aspects where he's really hurting you at this point in the year. So the first area is defensively. This card did not block the ball very well at all. In fact, in my opinion, I thought that he missed a lot of balls that should have been routine. Changeups that weren't even really that far below the zone were getting past him and squirting through his legs. Very frustrating to play with. Obviously, you never want to give someone extra outs by dropping strike threes. And I guess I was a little extra biased coming from using JT Realmuto right before this, who blocked literally everything. This card played pretty frustrating defense. Pretty poor behind the plate as far as blocking goes. And then obviously 73 arm strength is not that good. So he's not great at throwing people out stealing either. But honestly, the biggest knock against this card is the 11 speed. I know it's very easy to overlook when you're just looking at the attribute sheet, because you're all excited about looking at his hitting stats and imagining yourself just dropping bombs with this card. But until you've used him on a highly competitive level, you have no idea just how much you're hurting yourself by having a guy this slow in your lineup. 11 speed at this point of the year is so borderline unusable, it's crazy. There's one specific clip after this that you'll see where I swing late and I hit the ball down the left field line, and the ball literally dies in the corner of the outfield, and I still can't get a double out of it. It's actually crazy that I couldn't get a double on the ball that I'm talking about. You guys will see it. But I just think there are so many options in the year right now, especially at catcher now with all the content they just dropped with Garver and Realmuto and Posey, and obviously McCann, Posada, Piazza are all still very good. I just think you're handicapping yourself a lot by putting this card in your starting lineup, and that's just my opinion. 11 speed is just almost game-breakingly slow. Like, I'm repeating myself, but I just want you guys to understand, like, until you use this card, you won't know just how bad it is. Like, this card will cost you runs just by being slow, when it doesn't have to be that way. Like, it's November in Diamond Dynasty. Like, you can have someone with decent speed at the catcher position. You're not obligated to use this card at catcher, and honestly, I wouldn't recommend doing it. As a pinch hitter, you might consider it, but even still, like, your doubles are going to be singles, your triples are going to be doubles if you're lucky. I just think there are better options across the board for what this card gives you, and he just didn't quite perform amazingly enough at the plate for me to get over the defense and the speed, for my personal opinion. So, as always, we'll rate the card how he rates in the meta, and we'll rate him compared to how much he costs. How he rates in the meta, I'll give him a B. Definitely a usable catcher option, but not one of my favorites by any means. And for how much he costs, I'll give him an A, because 10,000 stubs is absurdly cheap. Although I'm kind of losing my gauge on what's cheap and what's expensive, because everyone's just cheap now. But still, 10K for a card like this, definitely worth the price. But if you have the option, I would try to go another route for catcher at this point in the year. So I hope you all enjoyed this card review. I tried to make it as not as negative, even though it's kind of a bad review of the card. So I hope you guys noticed that. If you want me to review anyone specific, drop a comment down below and I'll take a look at them. Enjoy the clips after this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
Potentially bounce the next one.
In the dirt. And it's not in time as he's in well ahead. The 0-2 once more. Runners on the move for second. And he's safe at first, so a costly mistake on the drop. He's running. And this one gets away. And no throw, in fact, as he'll just hang on to it.
I love a well-executed changeup, especially one down in the zone. The only problem throwing it in that situation, you leave that belt high or miss your spot just a hair, and you could have some problems.
Half 0-1. Drilled to the left side. And that'll just sneak past his outstretched arm, a base hit. Last at bat.
Almost, Matty. Almost went deep his last AB. Certainly just missed it. With this guy's big power, he's feeling pretty good at the dish. Look for him.
Well, I know the last thing he wants to do.
Hold on now. That ball is down and could score a run. And they'll put the brakes on that runner at third, and that means the bases are loaded now with 2 away.
Wow, not a great spot to be in right now. 2-0 to a great hitter like this. This is when you really...
Meanwhile, this ball gets down. It's a base hit. And the runner from third